I'm Jimmy Porter. I work for the U.S. Forest Service. The Forest Service has a radio program that manages radio communications for all 155 forests. I'm over all operations. Each individual forest has a radio system geographically located across the forest on individual mountaintops, providing about 80% coverage on most forests.
Communications from
Forest Service employees are able to utilize their handheld, communicate using that system so they can function in their jobs. The Forest Service has about 42,000 handhelds, and we have about 20,000 mobile radios in individual vehicles across the Forest Service. And it's my technician's job to maintain, program those radios, ensure that they function. There's about 158 electronic technicians that fall under my part of the program that maintain radios that support the individual forests throughout the United States.
I'm a radio tech on the Tongass National Forest. One of the things that make Alaska unique is that there's no real roads to drive on, so you get to fly to all your sites. We have to be prepared to take everything that we have to get to the sites and to do our maintenance, because we're going by helicopter and we can't just go grab a tool. It's a lot of prior planning and logistics. It's a good feeling to know that your work is what's allowing everybody to be safe.
I'm a helicopter manager for the Tongass National Forest. Communication is absolutely critical. We have hundreds of people that work for the Forest Service that rely on this radio network. Cell phone coverage is spotty at best, especially when you get outside of the city. In the event of an emergency, we would have immediate help or immediate assistance over that radio system.
Say somebody breaks a leg and falls or just slips, like anybody that works for us, out in the middle of Alaska, they can be in a bad situation real fast. So it's real crucial that they have some sort of communication.
I'm very happy. It's a very rewarding job. I love working for the Forest Service and in Alaska.
It's actually one of the favorite jobs I've ever had. To get up on mountaintops that like just a handful of people have ever been on and work for the day. To look back on it after I've done it and be like, wow, that was amazing.
I support the northern part of New Mexico. We've got, I think, about 1.5 million acres. My closest radio site is probably an hour away. My furthest one is probably 4.5 to 5 hours away. But some of the roads up to the radio sites are used strictly by me or one or two other people.
There's not a whole lot they can do to this road.
Sometimes it's a little scary, a little bit hairy, a lot of four-wheeling. A lot of times I'll get halfway there, find out that I can't make it. Either I'll have to walk in the rest of the way or turn around and go back on another day. When you're out there on a fire, when you're stuck, when there's an accident, it's critical. If you don't have that communications in place, I mean, it's a matter of life and death. I don't think anybody's got an office as nice as I do, including the Chief of the Forest Service. He gets out there once in a while. I get out there quite a bit more. I go out there and I'm just like, whoa, I can't believe I'm doing this.
My name's Johnny Johnson, and I'm responsible for maintaining communication infrastructure here at the beautiful land between the lakes, Kentucky/Tennessee. A land mobile radio provides communication needs to the folks in the field. Law enforcement's a pretty big customer. I monitor the radio network and I hear them in life or death situations talking on the radio, and I know that radio is, I've had my hands on it, made sure it works right. Can't think of anything more important than making sure somebody gets home safe to their family. Anybody that's a good engineer or technician always needs a challenge. In this job, there's something being thrown at you almost every day.
This is a 385-foot tower. In the west, you have 4,000, 5,000, 10,000 foot mountains, and you can use a 50-foot tower. And in the east, we don't have that. You know, we need to get up above everything to have a better coverage. This is one of the best parts of the job. We try to climb as much as we can. It can be very challenging, physically and mentally. Enjoy the view when you get up there. Focus on being safe, that way you can get off the tower as soon as you can.
When we climb a tower, we're up there, we're checking to see the condition of the antenna. We might be swapping out some cable. It takes a lot of work to get up to the tower, but the whole time you're thinking, oh, I can't wait to get to the top because you're above the tree line and then you can see for miles.
I look at tower climbing that what I feel safe about is that I am in control. Before we get on the tower, I inspect the tower and I say, yeah, I can climb this. The Forest Service has our back in saying that if you feel that it's unsafe, then you do not climb that tower.
Hey, TJ.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you doing?
Doing good.
What's up?
I got a big issue in my radio.
There's not a lot of women in radio electronics. I've never had a problem with the work at all. Sometimes it's more convenient because I'm tiny and I can get into some tight spaces better than some men can, but it's always new experiences every day.
Communication is very important in our job. We have to communicate with each other to know what's going on the fire line and what dangers that someone sees that the other person cannot see.
It looks like the transmit out of the radio is not any good.
Our radio personnel answer any questions we have regarding radio usage. They're always on top of it. They'll let you know what's the problem with the radios or what things that need to be done to it.
I think more than anything else, what I like about this job is the fact that I can work with electronics and be in the woods at the same time.
I'm a supervisory electronics technician and I cover Central California area. I love my job. I think it's the greatest job in the world. We get to do some pretty interesting and unique things. A lot of travel, a lot of mountaintop work, a lot of hiking. We do some tower climbing, some unique equipment that we get to play with, so it is a very interesting job.
Hi, company, coming down.
I might have the engine in front of you there.
My most favorite part of the job is doing fire support during the fire season. I think our part of the job as far as communication goes on the fires is critical because without communications there would just be no way to contact each other for safety or call for help. Plus it's very, very rewarding at the end of the day to turn around and see something that you have accomplished and help these guys do their job. After the day ends, we are not the guys with the shovel, we are there to support their part of the job.
I'm the River Ranger here on Hell's Canyon. Today I'm taking the radio tech team up and down the river to our sites that have radio communication, and we rely heavily on that. And these guys are out here doing maintenance and keeping things running how they should.
I have been working on this forest since 1985. It's mandated that we physically touch and perform preventive maintenance on each radio every year. You can't send somebody to the field with a radio that you know wouldn't work.
I really enjoy my job. There's not many places that you can come to the Hell's Canyon, the deepest canyon in North America, and then the next day be flying in a helicopter or out on an ATV. I can't think of any other job you can do that at. My favorite part of the job is being outdoors. We get to see sites and places that most people in the public, you know, they may go there once, we get to go there all the time.
I like being away from the office, being away from the crowd. I enjoy nature. I enjoy watching the elk and the deer and the sheep. I have a little pack string and some riding horses and mules, and I'm able to utilize them to go to some of our wilderness sites where we have a lot of trouble getting a helicopter in. When you're out in the field and you're in a remote site, it's all on you to figure out what's wrong and try to solve it.
Settle down, boy. Sometimes our technicians need to bring in their test equipment that can weigh up to 80 or 100 pounds. So that's why we utilize a pack animal. The radio tech, Vicki, who has done the maintenance on the site, she does a great job. Any chance I can get out with my folks, I find it just wonderful to see the hard work that they do. If I were looking for new candidates, of course we need some sort of electronic background, but a huge part of our job is also customer service. So I always look for somebody that has that customer service ethic, because with even minimal electronic background, we can teach them the job.
A good radio tech would be someone who is a good problem solver.
People that can troubleshoot, start at one point and work their way through.
You have to have the fundamentals of electronics.
We want someone that has a great initiative and really wants to do good for their customers.
Like people, like to communicate with people, like to help people.
Come on over, try it for yourself, and if you like it, we'll be glad to have you.